Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to the Thaumaturge. We are currently at a soiree. It's very fancy. And we're going to go to the balcony because I don't think we've been out here. Oh, of course, we want to talk to Svetlana again. So we're going to talk to Svetlana and then we're going to go do the seance. And there is a salutor, a golden snake rustling around seemingly somewhere around here. Which I guess is why I call the reptilian bash. What's that? One sec. What's that there? Secret! Check that after this.
I was looking for you.
Do you smoke, Mr. Shulsky?
I've quit.
In light of our approaching conversation, why don't we dispense with the pleasantries? Call me Svetlana.
Victor.
Ask.
The burned note. Who sent it? I only sensed underhanded kindness.
Da, the Ochrana. I don't know which one of them exactly, if that's what you're asking. I've worked hard at it.
The Ochrana?
It stands for Отделение по охранению общественной безопасности и порядка. In other words, the secret police.
I know what they are. I'd like to know what they want.
Knowledge. The Tsar's eyes and ears must be on guard. They infiltrate not only the city, but most importantly, the court. And me and my soirees too, I'm sure.
When did you receive this note?
A few weeks ago, back before your father.
I see. You two had an affair.
Two grown-up, lonely people found momentary comfort in each other's arms. But romance wasn't behind that relationship. It was just that we were both looking in the same direction.
Kind of regret my conversation about Svetlana being an attractive name. She banged my dad. That's not very attractive.
I didn't have the chance to get to know him as a person, much less one who'd show such emotion.
You mean love? That?
Was it love?
I miss him. That's all.
Da.
What do you mean by looking in the same direction? That large travel chest. You changed your mind.
About whether or not to pack. Right then, I wanted to escape badly, but that would have had its own consequences. In this game of false appearances, I'm the best.
I still don't know how this lovely note ended up in your hands. But in addition, I found a lovely strings of pearls, and on it, your feelings of guilt.
Your power is terrifying. Do you know that?
Tsarina Alexandra gave you those pearls. You two are close.
I am her confidant. I could call her my friend. I see how much she devotes to her family and the nation.
Yet, something has changed.
I can once again hear the whistling.
Your feelings of guilt. Do they have something to do with Tsarina Alexandra?
With the whole empire, Ruski mir im podawaj. We, the establishment, perceive the need for change. We want reform. The Colossus is already teetering, but if it falls... La guillotine, mon chéri. But I want to live, Victor. Ideally, closer to the west.
Interesting.
Where was my father in all this?
Willingly or otherwise, he was part of the establishment that wanted change and could see revolution before it arrived.
The Ochrana knew about you, hence the note.
They must have noticed something. Isn't it time you told me why you really came to my soiree?
Okay, so am I very understanding this correctly? Obviously, we're in Poland, but Poland is currently under Russian control predominantly. And the established people are you know, Svetlana, etc., seem to have at least some Russian. Svetlana reads very Russian to me. So the higher-ups are largely probably Russian, right? The establishment, as she says. And obviously the Tsar is Russian. The Tsar. But revolution is coming. The workers are talking about revolting. People are arguing back on the streets. We've been part of that. You know, Vive la Revolution is encroaching. So some members of the establishment, seeing that tidal change coming, will be like, well, we like being alive. We like being rich. How do we navigate an upcoming revolution whilst retaining our titles and power and money, etc., etc., etc.? They're fomenting. Ask if the Okhrana are the secret police, so they're working obviously for the Tsar, for the Russian government. Essentially, they hear that Svetlana, maybe our father will see, are now thinking about things like revolution, thinking about things like, you know, toppling the Russian control of Poland, and obviously that puts Svetlana et al. In the firing line.
Do you think the Okhrana killed my father?
Your father was crushed by a building. I don't think that's how the Okhrana works.
Perhaps you're right. What do you intend to do now?
Nothing. The soirees will continue. Society has come to expect it. Everything will stay the same. I myself shall manage.
It sounds like she's saying Suarez every time. Good old Louis. You're looking for the missing grimoire.
I hoped you might know something about the Black Grimoire. My father left it to me in his will, but the grimoire has gone missing.
No. And the collapsed building? Have you been there?
There's nothing there.
My dear boy, I know nothing about Stanisław's book. I'm sorry, but I can't help you there. But I will not let you leave empty-handed. I strongly believe that there is one place you ought to visit. What you find there belongs to you.
Thank you.
Interesting.
No, thank you for listening.
I think her fondness for our father might be helping us out quite a lot here. What has she lurked? Father's letters to Svetlana were very tender and romantic. Would not have expected this from him. If these letters had fallen into the wrong hands, they could have done a lot of damage to the lovers. Yeah. Right, I think it's time for a seance.
Veles. Don't run away.
Splendid ladies, distinguished gentlemen, the hour is at hand. With lights dimmed and the curtains drawn, the souls of the dead slowly gather among us. On their command, I will give the chosen among you a tarot card as your invitation to the table.
For you, sir?
Tarot card number 0, the Fool. The card almost burns with the emotions left on it. The Thaumaturge must have put all the hostility she could summon into the card. Hostility towards me. Maybe I will join the seance soon, if only out of spite.
Fool. Our dear madame is fooling around and thinks she can scare me off.
Actually says Glupiak.
I'm
Glupich.
done wasting time on this.
Let us gather in secret ritual. Let's not keep the souls waiting too long. Let us also make every effort together not to spoil their visit.
Madame Samira asks to cover the windows and dim the lights. The seance requires a certain aura. The apartment must be kept in darkness until it's over. Do I have to... I mean, the curtains are already drawn. Hello. Sofia?
Mr. Shulsky, may I have a word?
How can I help?
My friends and I are just playing Truth Order, and now it's my turn. Won't you dazzle me with your powers?
Your father would not be thrilled about you playing games with the Thaumaturge.
Maybe that's precisely the point. To keep violating his wishes?
First, please tell me the rules of this game.
Of course, I'm being silly. After all, you've been away a long time. It's simple. Each player in turn must admit a truth or accept a dare. Anyone who doesn't must drop out of the game and thereby loses. And I don't like to lose.
Doesn't really have the same oomph to it when you're losing as a down your pint immediately. I was always terrible at truth or dare. I don't mind doing... I will answer any question on the planet. Truth. There is no truth I would not answer. I don't know why. I'm wired that way. I have no shame in that regard. Dares I tend to be okay if I've had a few drinks, but I'm just terrible at coming up with things. You know, it would get to me, and it would be my turn to ask someone something or dare someone to do something, and I just become this blank wall. It just doesn't work. I don't know why.
I would guess that to you, a dare would be the lesser of two evils.
How very perceptive. It involves finding out my comrades' secrets. Irina, Maxim, or Sergei. The trick is that you're cleverer at it than I am.
I accept.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Let me see what I can find. Will any secret do?
Any. I'll wait anxiously for your return.
Kind of cheating here, aren't you?
I'll take a look around.
At Sofia Scalon's request, I agreed to play Truth or Dare to help her complete her task. She and her companions are looking for distraction. By learning more about each other, I could use that to my advantage. Empty glass. Numerous empty glasses indicate someone here is a fast drinker. Sip by sip, sip by sip. Maxim swigs alcohol as he watches the surroundings, focusing mainly on the ladies and longing for companionship. Irina is looking pretty today. Maxim is lonely, as we all are from time to time. He tries to drown his feelings in alcohol, as we all do from time to time, but the effect is the opposite of his intentions. His attention is drawn by Sofia Scalon's friend, Irina. There's a lot of flashy things on the screen right now. Decorative vase. Stands on the piano. There are no flowers in it. Oh, so I don't see it. Oh, no, there it is. The vase reflects the strong emotions bubbling up in Sergei. Jealousy mixed with fear. Jealousy directed at me as he considers me his rival. Fear that Sofia will ignore him when I'm around. Decorative sofa. She sat on the sofa watching the crowd. Usually flirtatious and playful, she felt an overwhelming emptiness at that moment, which was something new for her. A feeling of loneliness. A need to belong. It only lasted a moment. Then she grinned and continued the same old charade. Emotions that I think will be familiar for everyone who goes to parties. I don't know, maybe... I think there's always a... I'm going to talk about this briefly. I think there's always a perception... how do I describe it? That you think you are deeper than everyone else. And I don't mean you specifically at home. I mean all of us think that we're thinking... You know, you go to a party and you look around, it looks like everyone's having a good time. And you think you're the only one who doesn't feel like you fit in, or you're the only one who thinks, despite all this noise, despite all these people, you still feel lonely. Some people just seem to so effortlessly blend in with the crowd and, you know, become very social. And as someone who often is pretty good at that, you know, give me a few drinks and I will be a goddamn social butterfly, let me tell you. I'm still having all those thoughts. So I'm sure people have looked at me in the past, and I say this with no ego, by the way, this is not meant to be egotistical. I'm sure people have looked at me in the past and thought, actually, you know what, even an example, I remember I went to a Halloween party with my ex-girlfriend, and she wasn't feeling great. So she sort of sat down and sort of watched, and I went off and social butterflied, basically. And I remember her mentioning something along the lines of seeing me like that, and it was a thing that she wishes she could have done, kind of thing, yada, yada, yada. I was like, well, no, I still go through all these thoughts and I'm still constantly thinking, is it fitting in? Am I doing this right? Blah, 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 blah. I don't think it ever really goes away. And I think it's kind of like that, there's a comic of a similar thing where there's a guy sitting on a train or something and he's looking around and thinking, look at all these empty-headed people just passing through lives. None of them are as perceptive as I am. And then everyone else is thinking the exact same thing. I don't know why, but we all have a bit of main character syndrome in that respect, I think. Well, let me tell you, all the jocks, all the cool kids, all the popular kids, all the cool people at work, everyone has doubts, everyone has weaknesses, everyone has flaws, everyone has salutors. Ashtray. The smoking was accompanied by a joyful conversation. Sophia's friends were happy she came with them despite her father's ban. They liked to watch her clever intrigues that provide them with topics for gossip. These cigarette butts have women's lip marks on them. If only their fathers saw what they were doing. Sophia spreads her wings when she's out of her father's sight. Watching her scheming is sheer pleasure. Plucked leaves. Someone has nervously plucked palm leaves. Irina wound... Wait, what? Oh, Irina wound leaves around her finger with abandon or plucked them discreetly, immersed in thought. Sophia's charade and Maxim... She might walk up to him, but no, she won't. Hesitant, she eventually failed to make a move. A friend's secrets. Hesitancy prevents Irina from making a decision. She feels torn. She would like to indulge herself and spend time with Maxim, but she cannot make a move. Thus, she's in limbo, going over all possible scenarios in her head. Chair! A frustrating thought penetrated Sergei's mind as he sat on a chair, watching Sofia from afar. Why did Sofia suddenly start ignoring him? He would do anything for her if she asked. The problem is that Sofia won't speak at all. She takes no notice of him anymore. Sergei can't stop thinking about her. He cares about her so much he's willing to do anything for her. He can't understand why Sofia doesn't reciprocate his feelings, which frustrates him. He considers me a rival admirer. I always found that people are much more willing to instantly fall in love. Back in the olden days, people have become much more cautious about such things with time. I'd say so, especially with age. Mine 3? I can't... Right, there must have been a way. There must have been a salutor I could find that gives me mind. I need to sneeze so badly. So badly. Apologies. Crystal mirror. Joy drifts over the mirror's surface. Her heart throbs when everyone is looking, when her name echoes everywhere. Sophia. So what if some lose their heads for her? Literally. It only makes for better stories. Oh, okay. Not sure how I feel about that. Okay, I think there's probably one more conclusion at least I can draw, given we just found the mirror. I'm just gonna have a little poke. Mind 3. I'm not crazy in thinking I can't level mind up, right? Sad.
They're getting impatient. What have you found out?
Oh, I can give her a fan pack finally.
En parlant de secrets, I found your fan.
Oh, and I was just thinking that I hadn't remembered where I'd left it.
Very interesting. The fan revealed to me that you dropped it on purpose.
Oh, you've got me. I was hoping the right person would find it. And here we are. It worked.
Oh, I was wondering where you'd gone off to.
You know Sergei, don't you?
We're already acquainted.
Mr. Shulsky and I have completed my extra difficult dirt together.
At your service.
Now time for truth. Are you seeing anyone?
It's hers. Is it hers? I just had a thought. If you were called Sergei, classic Eastern European name, but if you were called Sergei in a British school, you're gonna have a hard time growing up, let me tell you. People made fun of my name, and my name's not that unusual at all. But Sergei in a high school? Ah, you'd be doomed. Sophia seems to be toying with me. She keeps boldly asking about my private matters, looking for strength in her impertinence. Only wonder if she's toying with Victor Zholsky the person, or the Thaumaturge. The scheming of Skalon's favourite daughter has made her the elite's favourite. Her plots provide distraction and make up the content of keenly spread gossip. At the moment, I am the object of her games. She's teasing me despite her father, who hates thaumaturges. Or is it just a charade to mask her loneliness? Wait, why can't I just tell her I'm... What? Let me tell her I'm single and I'm down to clown.
Maybe we should not reveal all our secrets to one another right away.
Mr. Shulsky, our time is up. Sophia and I must leave for the seance. Madame is waiting.
Thank you once more.
See you.
I kind of get the...
Velis chased Sofia Skawan and her floor here. She seemed like such an innocent girl, didn't she? It's no coincidence she focused on me. After all, old Skawan hates thaumaturges. The little scam. If I want to discern that little schemer's flaw, I'll have to join that sepulchral table. Either her scheming or her jealous knight in shining armor will help me identify her flaw. I hope her father doesn't find out.
After the game of Truth or Dare, something flicking around Sophia's skull. A flaw induced by scheming. It fits, after all. Sophia has a fondness for high society and playing games. There's something else to say. The salutor at the Imperial Hotel. Veles, the inciter, is lured by the flaw of the schemer Sofia Scalon. In order to capture him, I'll have to play by the rules here, which means exposing Sofia to some stirring experience. I sense a scandal is inevitable. A scandal in... Where's the scandal? Oh, it's a Sherlock Holmes book. A scandal in... Belgradio or something? I can't remember what it is.
May I have a word?
You want anything else?
You enjoying yourself?
I'm observing.
I don't know. Hey,
Nothing new? Oh.
I'm going.
Okie dokie.
Shulsky, don't play with me.
I saw one of your posters. You look different in it.
Really, the illustration doesn't reflect reality.
How should I take that? No one warned me that I should get in costume for the party.
I beg your pardon.
I'm just noting that you stand out among these boring guests.
Impudent.
Just a bit uncouth, I'd say. Do you know the hostess well?
Will you leave me alone if I say I don't?
No.
Svetlana Petrovna invited me, and I am doing my best to meet her expectations. Let's keep out of one another's way.
We could be friends. We could be a salutor. Binding duo.
Whose soul are you summoning tonight, dear madame?
I only know which one I'd prefer to banish. Shoot.
Maybe my dead father's. If you manage that, it would spare me a lot of trouble.
Now we'll never know.
Madames and madames.
I'll disappear. For now.
Sometimes it's good to let things go and leave other people in peace, for your own benefit.
I think I'll take up this gauntlet.
I'm gonna disappear to the other side of the table.
Is this seat free?
The energy is dissipating. Ladies and gentlemen, I am losing contact with his souls.
Well, it was the souls that chose me after all.
It's true. The gentleman has a card. Your face. Is everything all right, my child?
Let us lay our hands on the table. Let us allow our minds to liberate themselves from our bodies toward the edges of the world as you know it.
Are you thinking of someone exceptional whom you wish to summon?
That's exactly the sort of person I had in mind.
Oh, is it a long-lost love?
Rather a future delightful acquaintance.
Leave her alone.
Sergei, this has nothing to do with you.
Dear guests, I implore you, the souls!
What? I'm so confused by this mind thing. It's really throwing me for a loop. The only thing I can assume is that there's another main quest, because we've got more than one main quest. We've got like the one with what's his face? Rasputin, the lover of the Russian queen. So I'm assuming that maybe we get a mind salutor from his storyline, I guess, and that's how we could have done that. Oh well.
Is that jealousy I hear?
You will mock me no longer!
Focus on someone you want to make contact with.
Come on, man. Keep searching. I searched so much.
Would a duel make you happy, miss? Between this poor man
Oh,
and me?
maybe it's the... Alexa, shush.
Are you all going to fight now?
Choose a location.
A duel over me would be truly beyond exciting.
She's loving it.
Yes, I think so too.
Don't you dare! You were supposed to stay away. I was supposed to leave here with Velis.
According to who?
All that work for nothing.
Spare yourself the trouble. It was a fair fight.
But I don't intend to hold you here. Truth be told, I even feel sorry for you.
What does that mean?
Rid yourself of the pride you've got within. Otherwise, it will lead you to the gallows.
Enough of this. There's a salutor waiting for me.
Enjoy him, fool.
Damn. I am really annoying a lot of people, aren't I? Should be fine. Okay, what have we got here? Nothing, and then we've got attack with Upia. Okay, I should swap back then. What was that? 50% chance of dealing double damage. Interesting. Hoping this hits both of them, not him twice. I think it did. Oh no, it's okay, he's gonna die. He's very dead. Suffering feels very strong. That's a lot of focus dropping though. Oh, and he hit me for 8, fellas. Cheeky little blighter. I can heal. Should be 8 health, I think. racking up. I mean, these are all gonna die now. There you go. Should be another round, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, attack with Bukovac and attack with Bukovac, I believe. Yep, okay, so let's do Old Wound on here. Let's do Howl over here. Start racking them up again. I'm gonna take a bit of damage here though. Lovely jubbly. Ow. Ah, okay, I really need to get some focus back this turn. That should... yeah, that restores my focus. Howling. Ella, stop, you numpty. The problem is, whenever you spend a turn doing anything other than Old Wound, it means I inevitably don't heal. That'll be fine. As long as I don't die here, they should die from dot damage. Pew! Little Indiana Jones style shot to finish her off.
Just wait until Rasputin sees you.
Scheming is my
Then
new
you'll
flaw.
stop fighting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this evening the souls were particularly restless.
The souls have now told me everything I needed to hear.
And you, sir, what can you tell us?
Aww. I don't always want to feed this. I look like a disaster.
Sergei, please wait a moment.
Mr. Shulsky, there are only so many humiliations a gentleman can tolerate. I have reached my limit. Congratulations to you both.
Come on, man. This is really annoying me.
I can see I won't convince you. I have to explain myself. It was me who provoked the whole situation. Sergei didn't have anything to do with it.
But what was all this for?
What's going on here? The guests are complaining, and with good cause, I see. We're terminating this disaster.
One moment. First, Mr. Shulsky will explain himself.
Oh, no.
For my own, freely chosen reasons. I was looking for something here, and I found it. I regret that it was at someone else's expense.
Enough wistful chatter. Wait, it was you Mr. Puhalski was talking about.
What was he saying?
That you're a bore, a troublemaker, and a pest. Let's go.
At least Samira liked me a little bit more at the end. Oh, hi. Oh, it's a quadruple fight. Interesting. That's our first quadruple. Upia, and then Bukovac over there, I think. Yeah, okay, so do what we usually do. Upia first. Ah! Can't use him yet, but he's there. What do we do? It's penance, right? Alright, start throwing out old wounds. Racking up them deeps. Also, he's scarier, Fall Guys, but it also means I can heal more. I'll heal for 16 instead. The first time I use thingy, not the second time. Actually, so not even the first time because I just used it then to heal for 2 damage. Okay, let's get my boy. I'll get a lovely big heal on the next one. About to take a lot of damage though. Gonna get punched 3 times and shot. Sounds like a fun evening. Oh, shot twice. Well, they are all messed up, so we can now heal for 16. And he's got less than half health, so when we howl over here, it should apply twice. And this should apply twice as well. So we just added 4 more sufferings into the group. Now we just have to survive. There we go. Who needs it more? You need it more. You always kind of want to keep doing it just because it's how we heal, right? If we use Old Wound every turn we can, then it means every other turn we get a heal. You kind of want it in your locker ready to roll. I didn't mean to do him that. I did kill him though, so. Nom, 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 nom. I should really just doom and attack a little bit more at the end, admittedly, but it's quite nice just sticking all your dot damage on and letting them tick down, you know? They're both about to die, I think. Yeah, there they go. Lots of damage.
Victor, don't scare me like that.
Mr. Sulski, are you alright?
I think it's time for us to go.
I'll snug us a carriage.
You'll have a hard time at this hour. I'll drop you off.
See, you can always count on Mr. Konieczkin.
Victor. Thank you. That's very polite.
I'm not sure how this party went. Did it go okay? I feel it could have gone better. I just wish I had the mine stuff before we went in. I'm a little disappointed about that.
Thank you for an interesting evening.
I'm sorry it all turned out like this.
Not tonight, please.
Ligia. Good night.
Captured but untamed water bait. Oh, I've got to go Vespuan. Okay. Yeah. See, this is word. So that mind one is out there somewhere. But who knows where?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Victor?
Hey, Uncle.
Speaking.
Victor, Uncle Sasha here. How are you? Have you visited your old stomping ground yet?
I've rediscovered some things like a comfortable bed. The city has changed a lot, as have we all. The most important thing to me right now is retrieving my father's grimoire.
Your grimoire? I wish you luck, boy.
Is there any specific reason why you're calling me?
I wanted to... I need your help, boy. It's a very delicate matter. Are you able to find a moment for your uncle?
Maybe now would be a good time to explain it, since you're calling.
It's not something to discuss over the phone. They keep switching those lines. You never know who's listening.
All right, so where should we meet?
Remember where I took you kids for donuts?
I do.
Let's meet there. Maybe we can reminisce about the old days. Better days. See you then, Victor. Thank you.
I do like the uncle. Alright, so let's go pay a visit to Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Whatever the lines are. Perception weakened. I wonder if this doesn't work when we've got this untamed salutor. I mean, it works in that I'm getting led around, but... Where am I? We go north. I think we can go south, but if we go north, we can grab the special thing along the way. There must be a way. I know I keep talking about it, but there must be a way to get a mind salutor before that party, and I don't know what it is. I'm curious. Advertising poster. The Pathé new phonograph reproduces singing, music, and declamation more cleanly, clearly, and subtly than the most expensive gramophones. It does not hum, and the needle will last for many years without having to be replaced for 32 rubles. Extremely popular among music lovers. If stock runs out, we'll accept reservations for the next shipment. Songs from operas and operettas, church songs, declamations, waltzes, polkas, marches. Main stories of Pathé new phonographs. Adam Klimku, Warsaw, 14 Lesno. Thing down there it is. Lovely. So I think that's the graveyard, isn't it? It is indeed. Alright, let's go talk to Rasputin. And then we can plug a bunch of points into our word. Which is handy. Curious. Not sure what about though. Rasputin at the cemetery? Apparently. It's all happening at the cemetery. The hub of culture. It's well known to be. I guess we could grab the thing while we're here as well. Oh, hello. No! I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Pain.
Mr. Shulsky.
Hello.
Is Rasputin here?
Sadly, yes.
Also, I don't know if I'm crazy. I feel like the Nadiyevsky's apartment, not too big is impressive, well furnished and displayed so well. Not too big is humongous. All the women in this game have like the same face. the men have benefited from much more varied modelling, I think. A pile of invitations to tea parties and dinners from Warsaw's notable personalities. The most recent one from Countess Lermontova. Worth having a little poke. 365 dinner recipes. Oh, we read this. Oh, it's a bread pudding. I do like a bread pudding. Slice your bread. Wholemeal is best. Thinly and dry to brown. I wouldn't use wholemeal bread for a bread pudding. Then mash it into flour. Take 3 tablespoons of bread flour, a glass of French wine, a cup of sugar, add 8 egg yolks into it, add cloves, cinnamon, mashed vanilla, pour a tablespoon of clarified butter and the foam of said 8 egg whites mixed together, pour into a saucepan greased with butter and sprinkled with bread crumbs and put in the oven for a quarter of an hour. Serves 4 to 6 people. Serves 1 person. I hate serving suggestions. Medications. Various medications and tinctures in decorative bottles. Specifics prescribed by doctors and quacks. Yeah, have to be very careful. There we go. Decorative fan. A decorative fan made of marabou feathers. Aniela's quivering words still waft over the fan, uttered either to her husband or herself, complaining about her failing health and psyche. Small gusts of air didn't bring any relief. Perfume bottle. Gifted to Rasputin by the Nadar Zinskis. Most likely it's a suggestion that he might try to conceal his intense odour for the benefit of everyone. The gift was accepted, set aside, and never used. The Nadar it's probably not Zinskis, it's probably Shinke? Oh, I don't know, well situated, quite prosperous. They live a comfortable life and have friends in high places. No wonder Rasputin have chosen them. He seems to have won their favour by taking care of Aniela, who suffers from a nervous disorder. Aniela Chantialuella. Aniela Chantialuette. Something very French about all this. I feel like high society in all countries is basically French.
Is that him?
In the flesh. Allow me to introduce you. My dear hostess, Aniela Naryczynska, and my dear friend, Wiktor Szulski.
No one said you could sit down,
Your
Victor.
father had a beautiful funeral.
Thank you.
My dear, we finished for today. Now I'll find out what brings Victor to us. What brings you here?
But you were the one who phoned.
Very funny.
You look like you've made yourself at home. Are you going to be staying on here for long?
No, I'm afraid not. They're kind people, but I've experienced another vision. Though not fully terrifying, it is troubling.
Will you tell me about it?
Later. What brings you to me?
Have you known them long?
No, but Aniela and Lucian are my two good souls. They took me, an impoverished preacher, in under their roof, and I'll never forget that.
Are you helping them too?
I am a balm for Aniela's frazzled nerves. But enough of that. Tell me what you need.
Why was she looking at me so oddly? What did you tell her about me?
She's never seen a thaumaturge before. I only mentioned to her how we met. Can I help you at all?
Actually, I don't feel great.
Let's see what you brought with you this time. Close your eyes and focus on my words. Concentrate on my voice. Relax and focus within yourself. Follow my voice inside yourself. Do you see him? He's remarkable.
I can't tame him.
You can, and you will. Look, he's afraid of you. Calm your heartbeat. It will scare him off. Calm yourself. You look better. You slept a long time.
Yes, it feels that way. What year is it?
Still 1905. Yet time flows on inexorably.
Well, now we know what year it is. I made a comment in an early video about World War II. I kind of forgot the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which I think is slightly overplayed. That's actually the reason for the war, but I misspoke and meant World War I, not World War II. So that would put us sometime before the 1910s, and yeah, maybe on 1905.
No, I won't bother you. We can talk next time.
The Naryczynski door is always open to you.
Really just claimed this place for your own, haven't you? Right, so there we go. We now have Velis. Oh, it only costs one. Okay, let's get that up to scratch. So we just got 50% chance of additionally lowering focus by 2. And how many points have we got there? 3. Speed. Speeds up your next action by 1 round. That's not bad. And upgrade permanently increases focus by 1. That's different. Okay. Obvious target. Ah, I wanted that one. Okay, so what? Right, so now I at least understand how these work. So when I use diversion, it'll then give us distraction. So we can take diversion, put accidental damage on it, and if that hits, it's going to lower their focus by 4. I assume. It's pretty crazy. And what's the other one we got? Perfect planning. Speeds up your next action by 1 round. No, agony heals me. I like that. That gives suffering, which is also... Nah, I'm going to keep it as we are. Alright, sweet. Sweet. So... my temptation is to carry on... I got a little frustrated having the lack of mind, and we still have a lack of mind, but my temptation is very much to carry on with the main quest until we get the 4th. Because I'm assuming as part of the main quest we will get those 4 salutors there, right? Like, it's not going to lock me out of mind, surely. So I'd like to kind of get them all unlocked before we then go back and we can then do the side quests. I think that's the way to do it. Even if there will be frustration along the way. I think, as well, we could have done this one we're doing now before, right? We could have done this before the party. So I'm assuming we get the mind one during this. And if you do it in that order, then you can unlock the stuff. Lost note to buy. Jacquard vest, fresh flowers and pomade to do. Polish shoes and clean frock coat. Now, oh. The 5th this month, envious thoughts accompanied him the entire time he spent running errands, nestling in his head like mice. Gnawing at his well-being. Why are some people born into apartments and others into village huts? I need to go find the lipstick. Metal case with carmine colour. The case fell out of a carriage window. Well, maybe she shouldn't have fixed her makeup while she was drunk. Passionate words have settled on her lid, pleadings for her to go with him. Promises she would become famous as a dancer in the new world, and that everyone would envy her. The was... Let's have a little poke around the town. There's new perception available. I think it was mainly word we needed for the murder case. But I think we'll carry on and we'll get mind unlocked and then we'll go back and do stuff. I'm living in a world where I will get all 4 salutors necessary before any of the side quests become unavailable to me. We're going to live in that world. I think that's trusting the game to be somewhat logical, basically. A foolish thought. Remember, lessons at ambiguous move to 6. Hastily written note that must have fallen out of notebook. Lessons have moved to 6 PM. About to fuck you up so badly I'll turn your ass inside out. Okay. Whatever you say, buddy. Alright, so we're going back to the house. A worn-out leather shoe, dirty from dust. The owner of the shoe was a haughty soul who feared nothing, for whom death was an intruder destroying the order of the universe. He had his feet firmly on the ground, and even when death stared him in the eye, he did not give in to his instinct to flee. Yes, this shoe belonged to my father. A large pillar broken in half. Wild fury radiated from here, nestled in the body. This blow to the pillar collapsed the entire building, a punch born off a powerful fist, carrying colossal amounts of strength. Wait, someone punched it? Chaos. Only chaos can be felt here, devoid of any composed thought or intention. What breaks through to the surface of this order is destruction, as if designed in the guts of what wrought it. Glasses with a bent frame and broken lens. Before his last breath left him, Father's gaze wandered, searching for the source of his end. He did not close his eyes. He passed away with his eyes wide open, hurling thunderbolts from his eyes towards his nemesis. Anger clung to the crooked frame, not grief, sadness, or fear, also natural in a moment of danger. Anger. At the fact that death came too soon, it announced itself, but did not ask about any unfinished business. It's a good line. Father's death. This place carries the memory of my father. What is left of him here completes his message, image as a tenacious man with a hard heart. Interestingly, he expected death, although it came sooner than he expected, which clearly upset him. And the death that came for him was a strong, uncompromising fury.
Am I a magician or what?
I'll talk to you in a second. Oh, I'll talk to you in nothing else.
Death did not catch my father by surprise. It seems as if he had been expecting it, just not at that moment. He was practically annoyed about it. There was something he had wanted to finish. And this building, it couldn't have just fallen down like that, right as he was going by. Maybe he was on his way to a tryst with Svetlana.
Hey, Suski!
What?
Chicken butt.
I've been shot like 25 times.
Tie him up. There you go.
Oh, where is she?
We took his book. Well done. All right, let's wake the asshole up.
I thought we were friends.
Wakey, wakey.
What's...
Well, come on, Sleeping Beauty. I haven't got all day. Now, let me get a good look at you. You look rough, fancy boy. This isn't what I was expecting.
I thought I received. Wasn't he the kid? I mean, did we not recognize each other? Is that what's going on here? Because he's the kid we were hanging around with. Wasn't he our servant? And Dad was like, no, you can't take him with us on holiday, you numpty. I'm trying to think. If a building, like, yeah, I mean, why anyone's taking the building thing as coincidence is beyond me. It clearly wasn't. Like, if a building fell on my dad or any member of my family, I'd be like, well, I'm going to look into this. This is a little sus. I don't believe the building happened to fall on them as they walked by. And none of my parents are like leader of this great family or thaumaturgists that I'm aware of.
Well, what did you expect?
That after years of hanging out in Parisian salons, you'd come back handsome and spruced up.
Oh, he doesn't know who we are.
How do you know about Paris?
Nothing stays secret from Niedzic, right? Shit. Just read out my birth certificate, why don't you?
Abaurice Niedzic.
Long time no see, Shursky.
What kind of a sick idea is this? Kidnapping me?
It's a joke! You don't find it funny?
No.
What does it feel like to have your life depend on me?
Not the best. Listen, I understand you hold some resentment within yourself over what happened, but I can't change the past.
Well, yes, but shit! You told me to wait for help and instead the boys in blue showed up and you washed your hands of it and left my pop to rot in prison. At least admit that you acted like a dick.
I admit that it was a shitty move on my father's part.
Your father's? Well, look at this weasel. Straight to whitewashing the past. Like father, like son, eh?
Yes, I have the same family name and I'm also a thaumaturge. But that is where the similarities end. I don't think even you despised him as much as I did. His own son.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Now, years later, maybe things have changed, but once... There'd be no reason to talk if you hadn't pinched Papa's gut back then. Victor, it kills me that we pulled the trigger together. Together.
You did?
What the fuck?
Boss, it's the Cossacks again.
Come here, coward.
Looks like you've got a chance for redemption.
My hands are massive.
Let's show these dickheads you don't mess with the shifts.
And yet I suspect I'll be fighting alone.
I'll take a look around.
The game has a real problem with... I don't say it's a big problem or anything, but it has a thing wherein... it makes the dialogue echo all the time. Like, I get why he's doing it given the environment, but it's way too much. Inventory adets. I was 200 rubles. Duck in manure. Oh, is this... oh, this is the punishment if they don't pay. Rudy talked back. Deadline till October 5th. Knock out one of his teeth if he doesn't apologize in writing. Owes 50. Josef Landau owes 50 rubles. Break one finger for every 10 owed. Jan Fritschko owes 335. Repaid. You know what? I'd much rather be ducked in manure than any of the other alternatives. Daily Courier. Tragedy on Mosovgolska Street. Several people have died in a building collapse. Already read this one. Okay, well, we'll save it before we head out there, and there will inevitably be a beating to throw down. Right, cool. This is a very ominous looking chair, isn't it? Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks super soon. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.